Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby and today I am going to be ranking the best fanfiction tropes. Now before we begin, I would like to say a congratulations to myself. I think my makeup looks really good today. This is the best that I think I've ever done it. Like, it looks really pretty, if I do say so myself. So I'm pretty sure people have like done this on YouTube before, but I think there was like a discussion on Twitter a couple of like months ago, at least. I think it was like at least like last year, and people were talking about like friends to lovers or enemies to lovers when it came to fanfiction tropes, and I was like, I should rank fanfiction tropes and give my opinion because I have consumed a lot of fanfiction, and that's something that I used to be embarrassed of when I was younger until I figured out that like everybody reads fan fiction. Yeah, so I just googled fan fiction tropes, and then the tier maker list came up. So yeah, let us get into it. Now, first things first, I'm going to describe to you my tropes. I worked hard, not my tropes, my ranking system, my tier list. I worked really hard on these. So here we go. Lowest tier, bottom tier. I'd rather eat glass, and this is like tropes that I hate, tropes that I wish we would do away with, and all that jazz. The tier above that, sorry to that trope. These are tropes that I don't know about, and I'd be surprised if there are tropes that I didn't know about, because as I've said, I've read a lot of fan fiction. The next one is maybe in another life. So these are the tropes that like I don't like them. This is different from I'd rather eat glass. I'd rather eat glass is like, no. Maybe in another life is like, I see how this isn't for me, but I see how it could be for somebody else. Next trope, if there's nothing else. So that's like pretty self-explanatory. If it's like a late night scrolling through AO3, if I can't find nothing else, I'll settle for that one. The next one is she's a fun time. She's a fun time. And the next, the top tier category is 3 a.m. binge. This is the story that'll have me up 3 a.m. listening to Spotify, just like reading through the entire story. So those are my tiers, and let's get started. And once again, this is like just literally just a random list that I found on Tier Maker that seems to have there's like 20 plus, well, there's like 30 tropes here, so we're gonna have some fun. So the first thing I see here is ABO. I don't know what ABO is. I'm going to Google that. Omegaverse, also known as ABO, an abbreviation for Alpha Beta Omega, is a subgenre of speculative erotic fiction and originally a subgenre of erotic / fan fiction. Stories in the genre are premised on societies wherein humans are divided into dominance hierarchy of dominant alphas, neutral betas, and submissive omegas. These terms are derived from those used in ethology to describe social hierarchies in animals. Is this like alphas and like, because I've read a few alpha stories on Wattpad. I know we don't like to discuss Wattpad, but like, I don't have a tier for her. ABO? I mean, you know what? I'll put it in sorry to that trope, because I don't know her. But it doesn't mean that maybe I should read ABO fanfiction. Maybe we could do that. There's an idea.
Yeah, so editing Gabby here. So right after I finished filming this video, I looked up some ABO fanfiction, and it's a bit more intense than I thought it was, and if I ever read any of that out loud on YouTube, I would not even get the chance to be monetized. So, and thinking of where I put it on the tier list, for me personally, it would have to be I'd Eat Glass.
Next one, amnesia fic. if there's nothing else, I don't like the whole amnesia thing. I feel like that's like a cop-out. I don't, especially like repeating days or like loops. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I don't like amnesia fics. Angst. I feel like angst is a classic, okay? Like, I love a good angsty situation. So yeah, she is a very, very fun time. Arranged marriage. I'd rather eat glass. Baby fic. She's a fun time. She is a fun time. It depends because, okay, so I was reading this story once where this guy, right, he had a one-night stand, but like the one-night stand was like 9 months ago, obviously. So then he wakes up to a baby on his doorstep, and then conveniently his neighbor, like, she moved in about a week ago, and then like she hears the baby crying, and then she has to help him with the baby, and then they just like couple up, because that was a good story. So yeah, the baby fic can be a good time depending on how it's written and if the writer does a good job. Sharing a bed fic. Here's the thing. See, all of these tropes go in combination with each other. So if it's just sharing a bed, that's like cool, but it adds more it adds more flavor if it's an enemies to lovers fic. And you know there's just this situation where they just happen to like have to book a hotel, and then there was a mistake with one of the rooms, and like they have to end up sharing a bed. Like, I don't know what that says about me, but that is a really, really good trope. And then in the morning, like, they don't want to sleep next to each other, but then in the morning they just wake up and then they end up cuddled up together. Bang or die? What is that? Sorry to that trope. I don't know what bang or die is. I should Google it. Things to applied. I don't know what that word is. Two characters are in a situation where they have to have sex in order to save their lives. Frequently used in fanfic, especially slash fic. Is this like one of those fics where, like, for example, they're stranded on a desert island or something, and it's really, really cold at night, and then they have to have sex to like warm themselves up? Because like, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. I don't want to like, so I'm gonna do sorry to that trope for now, and then we'll see at the end. I'll see if I want to change anything. Body swap. I'd rather eat glass than read a body swap fan fiction. I feel like it's almost non-consensual because I mean, unless you're in a relation, but like even then you just have somebody else that's not you watching your body all of the time, and I feel that that is weird, so no. Coffee shop AU. Here's the thing, right? There's this, you know, when you go to a coffee shop, there's a certain ambiance at a coffee shop when you just like sit, especially if it's like one of those like cafes type thing where there's like books and coffee. They do like books and coffee, so you can get your coffee and then like get a book and read. There's a certain je ne sais quoi about that, and I feel like if done correctly, the writer, if a writer is able to capture like the ambiance of a coffee shop, it's just, ooh, it does something to me. College AU, another 3 a.m. binge. There are so many possibilities with a college AU. Like, you have classes, you can have like the tutor situation. I might be biased because I'm 22. Tutors, like lab partners, writing dissertation. Like, there's so much that can go on in a college AU, and once again, like, usually the characters in a college AU are my age, so it makes it even more relatable. So that is a 3 a.m. binge for sure. A crack fic. What is I know what a crack video is. A crack fic. Countable and uncontrollable. A work of fiction that is absurd, surprisingly ridiculous, often intentionally. I don't know what that is, so sorry to that trope. I don't know what a crack fic is, I'm sorry. Crossover, I'd rather die. Well, maybe in another life. I'll say this. If a crossover fic is done well, then I might read it, only because I remember reading a fanfic where they did crossover of the vampires in Vampire Diaries and in Twilight. So they did this thing where they made, and the werewolves as well. So they did this thing where they had like different species of vampires and different species of werewolves, and then and they were like witches in Twilight and stuff like that. So I can see where that can come in, but I usually like my fan fictions contained. A dark fic. What is a dark fic? Dark fic is fan fiction that deals with intentionally disturbing material such as physical and emotional violence. No. I'd rather eat glass than read. I don't like to read traumatic things. Major character death, I'd rather eat glass. See, I'm the type of person that like, I will, because I don't trust tags sometimes. Like I will, on AO3, I'll read through tags, but I'll skip to the, I am a happy ending type girl. I will flip to the, I will go to the last chapter to make sure that none of the characters have died before I even start reading your fan fictions. And that's another thing, I really only read completed works, so there's that. I don't know what that says about me. But no, I don't like major characters dying. Like, what is canon divergence? Is this like when the authors come up? Let me Google it to make sure. A canon divergence, AU, alternate universe, is a term used in some fandoms for fanfiction set in a universe that diverges relatively narrow from canon, with a point of departure in a character's backstory or even... Yeah, okay, she's a fun time. I've read several fanfictions where Edward isn't a vampire anymore. I mean, like, they like write Edward as human. And like different stuff. So yeah, and I know I keep referencing Twilight, but that was the heyday of my fanfiction obsession. So we move. Enemies to lovers. I'm sorry. She's a 3 a.m. binge. She's top tier. She's a classic. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I find there's so much substance that you can do with an enemies to lovers, because usually they're enemies from, like, at least for the ones that I've read, they're enemies from like childhood. Like they don't like each other from childhood, which inadvertently makes them know like so much about each other, and then something causes them to need to work together. So like a school project or something like that. See how the tropes intertwine with each other? It's like a school project will like cause them to work with each other, and it's just she's superior. There was this debate between like friends to lovers and enemies to lovers, but each of the different tropes brings something different to the table. You have to stand. I do. Established relationship. Okay. I love when I start a story and the two people are already together. I don't know what you want me to say, and I don't know what you want me to tell you. I know a lot of people like the pining and they like all of that stuff. However, it's just, okay, if it's done right. So usually when I read like established relationship, they're like on the verge of breaking up. When I start the book, they're on the verge of breaking up, and then there's like flashbacks to how their relationship used to be and how they're trying to reignite the spark, and I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, that is a 3 a.m. binge. Fairy Tale AU, maybe in another life. I can see how people like it, it's just not for me. Fake Relationship. She is a fun time. She is a fun time, especially if it's like a date to a wedding. You can tell how much fan fiction I've read. I'm gonna lay it out for you. So this one girl just broke up with her boyfriend, right? And her boyfriend was cheating on her, and now she needs a date to the wedding. So she enlists her best friend. I've been around the block. She enlists her best friend, who they swear they have no feelings for each other, right? But her best friend pretends to go with her for the weekend to the wedding, be her date, and then along the lines she finds out that is this a 3 a.m. binge? I think this is a 3 a.m. binge. I don't know what I was thinking. And then they find out that like they like each other the whole time. That is it can't get any better than that. A fix it fic. I'm assuming this is the one where they try to like fix something in the original story. You know what, I'll put it in like if there's nothing else. Fluff is that girl. Fluff is that girl. I love me some fluff. I love when people are just like fun and in love, and so I think if you've like seen any video on my channel, I'm always laughing. I want to be happy and laughing all of the time, so it would make sense that I think Fluff is top tier. Friends to Lovers, I've said what I need to say on Friends to Lovers, so iconic. It's a classic. It's a classic. Genfic. What is a genfic? Fan fiction that does not focus specifically on romance or sex. Sorry, that's not for me. Sorry to that trope, maybe. Sorry to that trope. I think I don't want to read fan fiction if there's no romance. That is not for me. Hurt Comfort. I like Hurt Comfort. Hurt Comfort is a fun time. Historical AU. Maybe in another life. She's just not for me. I don't like the whole, probably because I hate monarchy and I hate all that jazz, so I don't like to do that. But yeah. High School AU. Okay, I have conflicted feelings about this. I like a good lemon. That's normal. I like if the lemon isn't filthy, if the scenes aren't doing it, then don't give it to me. So I feel weird about reading about characters that are in high school. I know in my head they're like 18, 17. I'm 22. So I feel like, ugh, like reading sex scenes about teenagers does not, no. When I was younger, sure. But like if it's just like a fic without any of that and just like romance, but then also I feel also weird about reading fan fiction about kids and their romance situations. So in another life, let's do that, because when I was younger, yeah, so when I was younger, let's do that, but there's like nothing wrong with that. Huddle for Warmth, 3 a.m. binge. I'm sorry, especially if it's like Huddle for Warmth and like a friends to lovers or enemies to lovers situation. I'm eating it up. So yeah, humor, she is a fun time. Especially like if it's like humor within like friends to enemies, and I mean within friends to lovers and friends to lovers and enemies to lovers, especially if it's like in that context. What is that? In Vino Veritas. Drunken Confession. She's a fun time if done right. Especially like if it's a drunken confession via text or like left via voicemail. First Kiss. I mean, like, if there's nothing else, I guess. But like I don't know why we're making a big deal out of having a first kiss, and I don't know why we're making a big deal about like losing virginity and stuff. Like, it happens. Magic AU. Nope. Sorry to that trope. Well, I know what it is, but like still sorry to that trope. I don't want to read Magic AU. Miscommunication. I'd rather eat glass. Nothing like messes with me or makes me more upset than miscommunication in real life. So reading about it isn't fun either. Missing scenes. Where they add, I think this is where like they add like missing scenes. So as I was saying before, when I read a fan fiction about, it was a Twilight fan fiction, and they were talking about Edward's time and wherever he was in Rio, right? And I really enjoyed that because it gives a different perspective. Mutual pining. She is a fun time. Sex pollen. Sex pollen is a common fanfiction trope used to bring two characters together in a sexual encounter. It involves one or several characters becoming infected with a pollen of some alien or magical plant, or they might be influenced in some way, magic, alien technology, mind control, that causes them to lose inhibitions and or revs up libido, usually resulting in non-con sex, which may lead to dramatic guilt and misunderstanding. No. That's like taking away somebody's consent, and that is not what we need to be doing. Pregnancy fic. One of the characters gets pregnant if there is nothing else. Yeah. Plot. What plot? She is a very fun time. As I said before, if the sex scenes aren't filthy, I don't want them. I mean, if you're gonna go there, then just go there. Royalty AU. I know I just said I hated the monarchy, but if there's nothing else, then I'll read it good, especially if it's like the prince and he's like tired of being a prince, and so he wants to live a normal life, and he goes to university. I've showed my colors here, right? He goes to university, and he's just like, oh, he meets this beautiful girl, and then like then he doesn't tell her that he's a prince, and for some reason she don't know he a prince either, child. She doesn't know he's a prince, and then for like there's like this like big reveal, and then she finds out, and then they don't talk, and he's just so stressed, and he wants to get her back. I've been around the block, guys, okay? A slow burn. Nope. I like to get to the point. If it's like a 30 chapter story, I need them together by like chapter 10, and I need the flirting to begin by chapter 3. Soulmate AU. I think we're sensing a pattern here with like enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, soulmate AU. I like reading about love. So this is what we get. I started realizing that the soulmate AU was a thing when I started reading fanfiction on AO3. I was a fanfiction.net kind of girl, and then Wattpad. Wattpad has some good stories, but like AO3 is where it's at, and the soulmate trope is really big on AO3, and yeah, I like it. I love it. Time loop. No, I'd rather eat glass. Love triangle. Nope. To me, like, the love triangle trope is just so overrated. Like, no, just give me one person, the other person, and then just make them get together and be together. And unhappy ending, I would rather eat glass. Unrequited love, nope. Well, let's think about it. I would like it if one person confesses their feelings, and then the other person doesn't like them at first, and then the person who confessed their feelings started like going out and dating, and then the other person gets like jealous, and then they realize, they have a revelation, oh my gosh, like I'm in love with you, and then like that. So if it's written like that, then she's a fun time. Okay, we're done. We are done. I have ranked my fanfiction tropes. That was really fun. I will put my final list on the screen in front of you. What are some tropes that aren't in here that you would probably like to see me rank at some point?
After recording this video and while editing, I have realized the error of my ways, because how come the bet trope wasn't mentioned? The iconic, classic, and legendary, at the beginning one person is only with the other person because of a bet, and then the other person finds out, and where is that? That is classic. Okay, that is a 3 a.m. binge. I just needed to say that.
I think this was a good, let me go over this. So I'd rather eat glass, arranged marriage, you know what, I'll move arranged marriage, and I'll put her in maybe in another life. That's better. So those are my rankings. Let me know if you agree, disagree. But yeah, that was the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know what other things I should rank or all that good stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.